All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about exponents. So this subject definitely confuses a lot of people, but you have to keep in mind that the math people, we kind of like to be lazy with how much we're writing. We want to simplify what we're writing because sometimes it would normally take a lot of different things to write, right? So let's looking at exponents. Up on the screen, I have x squared right here, okay? And that equals, that's the same thing as writing x times x. So you have the x down here and the 2. Notice how there are two x's, okay? So it's always nice to start with letters first on this because then you can transition to numbers a little bit easier. You can see now our next line down is 2 squared, okay? So it is 2 times 2. Same concept. This bottom number is the 2, and this 2 represents that is telling us, hey, you have to write it 2 times. Multiply this 2 times 2. You have to write that 2 down 2 times, okay? To get more into the vocabulary of things, the base, so this whole thing in its entirety, the x squared in its entirety, is called an exponent. Okay, the x is the base. Okay, I'm going to rewrite that again. X is the base. 2 is the power. Okay, so the power of this exponent is 2. You can even say 2 to the power of 2 or x to the power of 2. Getting that vocabulary down is very important. Let's take a look at just kind of expanding it out a little bit more. Let's see, so x. How about x to the power of 5? What would something like that look like? So x to the power of 5 would just be x times x times x times x times x again, right? So that's a lot of writing. We don't want to write all of that down if we were writing out an equation. I want to make these x's a little bit smaller. I am going to share this on my Moodle page. So you have access to this note sheet, okay? And it's something that you can keep, you can review later, you can even look at this while you're taking the quiz, okay? All right. Bring that down to the size 24 as well. Now, why is something like this important? Because sometimes you're going to get equations that look something like this. Very often, you'll get something like this: x squared plus, oh man, I keep messing up. I'm sorry. X squared plus x plus, oh, let's go with minus 2. Okay. And maybe that will equal 0. But I want you to have that understanding that that x squared is a representation of x times x. So if you remember now, the x is a variable. It is just a placeholder. It's waiting in line for somebody else to show up. So when you put that number into that spot, it is going to be, let's say x equals, I'll move this whole thing down. Let's say that x equals 3, okay? We'll just make that statement, x equals 3. So now what does that look like? It would be 3 times 3, and that entire thing is what is representing the exponent, right? Now that time I put a parentheses around it, it's a habit to keep things into a group. But imagine up here, if there was a 3 right here, 3 times 3. The x is being replaced as a 3. So we have 3 times 3 plus, get rid of that, plus the 3 minus the 2, and it doesn't equal 0. I'll get rid of this. Okay. So what does that equal? So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 3 minus 2. Your order of operations, if you remember that, that's your PEMDAS, right? Now adding and subtracting are on the same level in the order of operations, so you do it from left to right of how you're reading it. So 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. So the answer to that is 10. When after I made that statement, I told you 3 is going to be replacing the x. I made this statement right here of x equals 3. Okay. Exponents are very, very powerful numbers. You can use them all over the place in algebra, all over the place in any other upper level math. They're required in the universe. Okay. So you're going to get them. It's going to be common. I really want you guys to get this down. Let's just do another example. Let's take a look at 5. Let's do 5 to the third power. So what does 5 to the third power look like? Well, the base is 5, and it's 5 times 5 times 5. Now we don't keep going. We've written down 5 3 times. That is our power. We have our power is 3. Our power is 3. So we multiply 5 times itself 3 times. Okay. So we have a 1, 2, 3. See, there's 3. We multiplied it by itself. We multiplied 5 by itself 3 times. So that would equal 125. Right? No, I am way off. Hang on. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5? No, yeah. 25 times 5 is 125. So 5 cubed, or 5 to the third power, raised to the third power, equals 125. Okay? So I think that's all that we're going to have just for the exponents. I'll probably do another video here in a little bit covering another section. If you have any questions, either make a comment down below, or for those of you that are my students, you can either write a comment or post in our forums on our Moodle class. You can email me or give me a call, or you can bring this into one of our tutoring sessions. So thank you very much.